Hello you guys, welcome or welcome back to this homeschooling naturopath. My name is Hannah and I am a homeschooling mom of 3 little girls who are 10, 8, and 6. And I'm also a fully qualified naturopath living and working in New Zealand. On this channel here, I share content related to homeschooling, homemaking, motherhood, as well as some naturopathic info throughout some of my content here. Today's video is the next day. I believe this is day 5 of back to school week. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what is in our morning basket for the 2024 school year. If you want to see what is in our morning basket for this year, stay tuned. Okay, let's go. First of all, my dishwasher's running and my neighbor just started mowing their lawn. I don't know how that always happens. It just does. Anyways, check out the new shirt. I'm so excited. It is like a Miss Frizzle one. Oh, I am in love. You're gonna be seeing it so often from now on in my videos. We love the Magic School Bus. In fact, most days at lunchtime we watch the Magic School Bus. My kids love it. Oh, it's so good. Childhood memories, and it's nostalgic and I love. Anyways, today I'm sharing with you guys our morning basket. So let's get into it, you guys. So if anybody doesn't quite know what a morning basket is, it is a very Charlotte Mason method, a very Charlotte Mason idea, and the whole idea behind it, I guess, is providing your children with a buffet of information and a buffet of knowledge. So everything in this morning basket we do not do every single day. Some things we don't even do every single week. So don't let yourself be intimidated if you're new to the idea of morning basket. It's very much something that sorry, my neighbor just showed up. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My neighbor pulled up and they could totally see me, so I just had to quickly run and hide. So the idea of a morning basket is really to give your kids a buffet of information, a buffet of knowledge, and all those little tidbits, all those little bites of information add up to a really beautiful, solid education over their entire homeschooling career, even over the space of 1 year. Going over these things in our morning basket, even, for 5-10 minutes a day, it all adds up to a really solid education. And I just love the idea of morning basket. It is something we have done ever since we started homeschooling. We are now on our 3rd year of homeschooling, which is crazy. I don't know where that time has gone, but here we are. So anyways, don't let yourself be intimidated. Know that we do not do every single thing in here every single day. We do not spend 6 hours going through this basket. Most things in here, I would say we probably spend, honestly, 5 to 10 minutes on each thing. Now, a lot of people get really creative with their morning baskets. I know Jessica over at the Waldock Way, she changes their basket every month and makes it like a very fun themed basket every now and again, which is so cool. I don't put that much effort in. So typically what is in our morning basket, what you're seeing here today, is what will stay in here for the entire school year. The only thing that will change is our read aloud, our Shakespeare story, and whatever I'm reading for French at that time. So those really are the 3 things that will change in the basket. Everything else will stay the same, and we'll just continue working through all of this for the entire school year. So we do morning basket every morning, and we also sometimes on Saturday and Sunday, if my husband is like sleeping in and it's just the girls and I, it is just part of our morning routine. Like we just do morning basket over breakfast. So our routine, we usually start our school day at 9, and we start at 9 o'clock with breakfast. So my girls get up between 7 and 8. Here you go, you guys, this is not what you asked for, but I just wanted to explain. My girls get up between 7 and 8, and at 8 o'clock they start their morning chores. So they have an hour, that whole hour between 8 and 9, to get themselves dressed, do all their morning chores, getting ready for the day, making their beds, tidying up their room, all of that. They all also have a morning chore, which is either like putting on the laundry, emptying the dishwasher, things like that. Sometimes they'll help with breakfast and what have you. We usually have like a cooked breakfast in the morning, so at 9 o'clock, we all sit down together to eat and to start morning basket. And so the morning basket usually takes us anywhere, I would say from like, I don't know, it depends. We also watch World Watch News during this time, so I also want to add that. World Watch News is a part of our morning basket and our morning time, which obviously takes 10 minutes. So I don't know, I would say in all, morning basket takes us anywhere from about a half an hour to an hour. If that, like obviously we're not eating that entire time. And once my kids finish eating, they kind of start to lose focus and it's time to quickly go outside and have some outside time before we move into our group subjects. But yeah, overall, you guys, morning basket takes anywhere from about 30 minutes to an hour. This is different in every single homeschool, so do not feel like yours is taking too short amount of time or too long of amount of time. You just do you and do what your kids can handle in one sitting. So with all that being said, let me start showing you guys what is in this basket. Okay, so first things first, I want to get these guys out of the way. These are our Scrunch Maps. If you follow my channel, you will know that I went to the US by myself in November last year to literally pick up our homeschool curriculum. In case you don't know, I'm American, but I do live in New Zealand and my children are half Kiwi. And I went last year to visit my family and pick up our homeschool stuff. And these were two things that I bought off Amazon and picked up while I was there. So we've just got the World Scrunch Map and the US Scrunch Map. I love keeping these in the morning basket. They are just so much fun. My girls love them. They'll just get them out and look at them all of the time. Well, you know, as soon as they are finished eating their breakfast and they've, you know, cleaned up their area, this is their favorite thing to just get out and look at while I'm reading or while we're, you know, still going through our morning basket. So these are great. Love this addition to the morning basket and can't wait to like use them. Okay, next thing, where should we go? Should I start at the front? No, I'll just go here. I have got Sticky Situations 365 Devotions for Kids and Families. This is one I've had since we started homeschooling, so for over 2 years now, and we do this every day. We don't do it in order. It does have like the dates. So for example, like August 7th, August 6th, I don't know, what's the day today? I think today's January 16th as I'm filming this. So I guess really you could start it over and do the devotion for that day. We've actually never done that. We just go to the next devotion. So where my bookmark is right now, you know, is a random day. And then I've got another bookmark back here with the answers. So I love Sticky Situations. So do my girls. It is one that they will really ask for and request to hear because it's fun. There's usually a child or, you know, like a preteen or a teenager in each story who is going through some type of problem, some type of sticky situation. So you read the sticky situation and then you ask your kids, it's like a multi-choice question situation, and you ask your children what is the best choice to make in this situation. Sometimes there's more than one right answer, but in general it is very obvious what the right answer is. And then at the back where the devotion comes in, it will tell you what the correct answer is for that specific sticky situation, and then it will tell you where in scripture you can find what the answer would be. So I mean, there's so many amazing sticky situations in here. We have just learned so much. There's so much rich, deep, interesting, meaningful conversation that comes from doing these devotions every day, and I love it. There's a lot of stuff related to friendships, for example. You know, this friend told me that I shouldn't hang out with that friend, but I really like that friend, so what should I do? And so it's getting in deep, you know, into conversations with my children related to important real life situations that we are all, you know, exposed to every day. I really have enjoyed using Sticky Situations, and we are going to continue it. We're just gonna pick up where we left off. I don't really care about the date. I guess you could go by date, but I don't know. We're just working our way through it. Yeah, I really love this and my daughters really love it, and I really, really recommend it for those deep, meaningful morning conversations. Okay, next up in here I have got Favorite Poems 101 Classics, 101 favorite poems, and literally all this is a little poetry book. We have done a lot of poetry over the course of the last couple of years here, and all I do with this is read one poem a day to my girls. These are just like classics. There's no pictures or anything, as you can see, but they're just classic authors, classic poetry, and I just love reading one of these every day. So again, one sticky situation in the morning takes 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how deep we go in conversation. One poem literally takes about 2 minutes. Okay, next up in here, I have got our composer study from Simply Charlotte Mason. We are attempting to do Mozart again. This was our composer from last year that I never got to reading. So he's back in the morning basket, and I'm going to attempt to do a better job with this year. Again, 5 to 10 minutes. With this, it does come with the CDs, but I don't know about you, I do not own a CD player anymore. So we just listen to his music on Spotify, and then it just gives you a little bit of background information. Okay, hang on, that's how to use it. So it kind of tells you a little bit about his life story and how he became the man that we know him to be today, as well as some information about all of his pieces of music that come on these CDs. So again, like 5 to 10 minutes. I am not intending to do this every single day. This will probably be a once a week thing. I will do this probably on a Friday morning. Friday is going to be our enrichment type of day, and that is when Mozart will hopefully be done. So there's that. Okay, next up in here I have got Holes by Louis Sachar. This is our book club book for the month of February. So when we do start back at school, this is going to be our first book. I've mentioned on here quite a few times that I started up a book club with our homeschool group last year, and this is the book I have chosen for us to be our first read aloud for the year. I am so excited to read this. I read this with my kids 2 years ago. Loved it. It is literally the best family read aloud we've ever read, and I just cannot wait to read it again. So this represents a place in our morning basket, but the book will change every month as we go through the books in our book club. Okay, next up in here, I have got the President's Fandex cards. I also showed this on my curriculum haul from the Flying to the US to Get curriculum. I have opened it. So here they are. Oh, this is so cool, you guys. My kids have had the best time just browsing through these. So there's all of the presidents on here right up to, I believe, is Joe Biden on here? No, okay, it stops at Donald Trump. And then on the back here, it has all types of information related to each president, who they were married to, how, you know, a little bit about their journey, how they became the president, and all of that. So this has been so much fun just to flip through, like even doing that. That is such a fun thing to do, you guys. Yeah, there are a lot of different types of Fandex cards. I would have loved to buy them all, but as you know, things that cost money. But this has been such a great addition I also have the Professor Noggin Presidents. I don't actually have any Professor Noggins in our morning basket, but Professor Noggin is something we do typically play during morning basket time, but I'll just pick them off the shelf as needed. Anyway, this goes along perfectly with the Professor Noggin Presidents. So if you are learning about presidents or doing a unit about presidents, I definitely recommend these Fandex cards and the Professor Noggin President's Game because they're a perfect pair together. Anyways, moving on. Okay, what else? Down here at the front, I have got our Story of the World Volume 3. We're moving into Volume 3 this year. I showed this in our family curriculum subjects. So with Story of the World, this is more, this isn't really something we do during morning basket time, but following straight after morning basket, we move into our group subject time, and 2 days a week we will be doing history. And so as soon as we clean up from breakfast, that is when we'll start history if it's a history day. Otherwise, we'll move into science. I've put all of our science stuff on our homeschool shelf, so that's not in our morning basket, but I just like to keep our read alouds and what we're reading in our morning basket. So that is why this guy is here. Okay, next up, down the bottom here, I have got the musical multiplication from The Good and the Beautiful. All this is little books that have different, I mean, there's just little different images of all of your multiplication, and there are songs that go along with this. So I just play, again, the songs on Spotify. You do have to, well, when you buy this from The Good and the Beautiful, they send you the download of the song. My phone just plays them from Spotify. And so we just listen to this. So once or twice a week during morning basket time, we'll just listen to the songs. We'll pick a set. There's 4 books in here. So we'll just pick a book and we'll listen to the songs and sing them. And even my 6-year-old is starting to know, oh, they're all upside down. Even my 6-year-old, wait. Oh my goodness. They were all upside down. Anyways, even my 6-year-old is starting to know some multiplication facts because of singing these songs. So these are great. We love these, and it's so much fun to just sing the songs. And even like randomly throughout the day, my kids will just be singing the multiplication songs. So yeah, it's a great way to memorize your multiplication facts. And I wish I had this when I was a kid because it would have made math so much easier. Anyways, so there's that. Okay, moving on. Down here at the front, I have our first Shakespeare story. I mentioned in our family subject video that we are doing a new Shakespeare story every term this year, so we have 6 Shakespeare stories to go through. The first one we're starting with is The Comedy of Errors. All I do with this is read the book. This is a very child-friendly version of the play. So it is the play, but it's written in a very, very simplified story form and, you know, put in big writing for an easy to read classic for kids. So honestly, my older 2 daughters could read this all by themselves. I just like to go through this. I'll read a couple of pages every day until we've finished it. Sometimes we'll read it more than once. Usually we don't have to, and then we will just find the play, usually on YouTube. There are often very child-friendly plays, sometimes done by like school productions or, yeah, I don't know. They can be difficult to find, but I have managed to find a play for every book we have read so far, and I'm confident that I can probably find a child-friendly version of each of the plays we're going to be studying this year. So anyways, this is all we do. It's in our morning basket for that reason, and yes. Okay, moving on. Again, at the front here, I have a few, in fact, I'll just grab all of the bird things out. I mentioned in our family group subjects video that I was putting together a bird unit study for my children this year, a New Zealand bird specific study. So I have just got all of our resources that I showed in that video in our morning basket to go through. This is something I'll probably do once or twice a week. We will read about the bird that I've chosen. I've already gone through and picked every single bird we're going to be doing. And we'll just learn some facts about the birds. We maybe watch some videos and things like that. And then when we go out on a Friday afternoon for our enrichment and nature study, we will try and find the bird that we are studying, which won't be hard because the cool thing is that these birds are all around us all the time. So yes, we'll just be learning about the birds, what they eat, where they live, where they came from if they're not native, and all of that type of stuff. We'll also be doing some watercolor and artwork related to the birds and all of that. So I have just got all of the resources for our bird study in our morning basket. And so that is what all of this is. The next thing in here is simply Charlotte Mason's Laying Down the Rails, and this is book 1. I don't have book 2 or the teacher's guide in here because I don't feel like it's 100% necessary. Again, I mentioned in our group subjects video that we are going to be going back to laying down the rails. I've already gone through and chosen each of our habits we're going to be focusing on. We're going to start with the habit of kindness. And so all this is it's really just like literature and discussion points for you and your family. So for kindness, when we start, the first lesson is to read the definition and discuss what kindness is. So really, all you're doing that day is having a discussion with your children about what they think kindness is, what the actual definition is, the ways that they could show kindness, and all of that type of thing. And then lesson 2 here, you are just reading a poem from it's called Alice Fell, but it is by William Wordsworth. And so you just read through this poem and then discuss it. So very, very Charlotte Mason. I'll ask my kids to narrate back what their take on the poem was, and then that's that lesson done. So this is something that, again, doesn't take very long. That's why it is in our morning basket, but it is something that I really like to incorporate as far as habit training goes, teaching them really good, solid morals and habits that are, important for all of life. So yes, that is laying down the rails. Okay, next up in here, I have got the Tuttle Twins American History Volume 1 in our morning basket. Again, I showed this in my curriculum haul from the US video. I was so excited to pick this book up. We are going to be reading through this as well, probably once or twice a week, as with most things in here. This American history book is amazing because it looks like a textbook, but it's actually written in story form. So, and in case you're unfamiliar with the Tuttle Twins, all of their books, or if you are familiar, all of their stories that you can buy from their website is basically how this book is written. So it's American history, but in really child-friendly story form. So it's pretty much identical to the Tuttle Twins books that are available. So yeah, this will not take long, and in fact, I have actually got the audiobook that comes for free when you buy this from the Tuttle Twins website. So we'll just once or twice a week, we will listen to the audiobook of this during our morning basket time. And that is how we will be using this this year. Okay, next up, I also showed this in our family subjects pick. We are doing Enjoy the Poems from Simply Charlotte Mason, and our poet for this year is William Wordsworth. So all you do with this is pick one poem per week and read it, and that is it. You can ask your children to narrate back to you their take on the poem. You can discuss it. You can look further into William Wordsworth. If you're interested, you can learn more about his life and all of that. But how I'm intending to use this is just to enjoy the poem, which is what this curriculum is called, Enjoy the Poems. So yeah, we will just read one poem a week from William and enjoy his poetry. Okay, we're almost to the end, you guys. Just a couple more things. Also in here, this I also showed in our family subjects family subject video. This is called Nous les Français. I don't know where you can buy this. I got this secondhand, but this just represents the fact that I want to be teaching my girls a lot more French this year. So how I'm intending to use this particular book is just as a read aloud. The main thing when your children are, also if you didn't watch our family subject video, I'm a fluent French speaker. I grew up in Tahiti in French Polynesia, so I can speak French, read it, and write it, but I have never actively taught my kids. But I know from learning it myself as my second language that the most important thing is to hear it being spoken. So being spoken, being sung, and just hearing it. So all I need to do is read to my kids, and I know that, but like I said in that video, it's just the effort that I'm not putting in. But I've added this to our morning basket so that I can literally just read the French text. My kids will not understand this at all at first, but the only thing I want to do is just allow them to hear it. So there's a lot of different stories throughout this book, and then questions. The questions are in English. They probably won't, they won't understand this well enough to, answer questions, but yeah, just hearing me read in French is going to be my goal for the start of this year, and then yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, this book here is literally just stories written in French, And so yes, allowing them to hear it be spoken, me reading to them in French, singing songs in French, and all of that. This is something I will try to do at least 4 times a week. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And hopefully my kids can understand and speak a lot more French by the end of this year. Okay, almost there, you guys. Next up in our morning basket, I have the American Patriots Almanac. I bought this guy a couple of years ago when I came to the US, I believe in 2022. This is from Amazon. And again, this is just a daily reading, so you can choose your date that you're on, and then you literally just read the chunk of information about American history. And there's also important dates down here. Well, important years it actually is, but these, on this particular date, these things happened on that particular year. So anyways, yeah, it's just little tidbits of American history, and that is it. That's the one page for the day, and then you'd be finished with that reading, and then the next day you'd move on to the next page. So yes, some of it is more interesting than others. Some pages are more interesting than others, but yeah, it's just something I like to incorporate, that little bit of extra American history for my half American kiddos. Okie dokie, I also shared in our family subjects video our new artist for the year, well, for the first semester at least, is Vermeer, if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. In case you caught that video, I've finally taken our Da Vinci down. I have had our, our Da Vinci pictures up on that wall for the past year, and I finally have taken them down, and I'm all ready to put up our new artists on the wall as we learn about them. If you have never, I just pulled that apart. Cool. If you have never seen this artist study from Simply Charlotte Mason before, all you do is look at a piece of artwork, so you can pick whichever one you want to start with. You can go through them whatever order you want, and you just sit there. I usually set a timer for about 2 minutes, and we all sit there silently and just observe the photo, and then we'll talk about it. So I'll go around. I usually like to start with my youngest, and then I'll ask her, how did this make you feel? What did you notice about it? Is there anything you'd like to share? And I do that with all my daughters, and then we you know, discuss it. We'll read the information from the book here, talking about what this picture actually is, what medium was used, what year it was painted, and all of that. And then quite often my daughters will be really interested, so we will usually research some more information about this particular painting, and usually there's always helpful videos on YouTube. Some of them you might want to watch beforehand, but yeah, my girls really enjoy learning more about each painting that we study, and it's just, yeah, it's a really great fun thing to do. We do this on a Friday morning. Friday is usually our enrichment day, so we spend a little bit longer doing morning basket. But again, this is something that only takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how deep you want to go with your research and your discussion. So yes, and once you've done that, then you hang it on the wall to be displayed. So all of Vermeer's paintings that I've got here are going to end up probably right there by the end of this semester. And then finally, you guys, the last thing in our morning basket is the Children's Book of Virtues. I have had this book ever since we started homeschooling, and do you think I've ever read it to my kids? No. This is actually very, very similar to Laying Down the Rails. It is very similar to the idea of habit training. In fact, how Laying Down the Rails is set up is almost very similar. This book just kind of goes through different literature in relation to, okay, so here's the first one. It's Courage and Perseverance. And then it has different poetry and different literature related to courage and perseverance. Okay, so a poem on how you can persevere. It can be done. What's another example here? Yeah, there's a lot. Like, there's a lot of learning that can come from this book. Again, very similar to Laying Down the Rails, but obviously not as comprehensive. Here's another topic: compassion and faith, a child's prayer, kindness to animals. So this will actually this will pair perfectly with our laying down the rails, I can add this in as some extra literature, but also, you know, I can just choose to read this literature throughout our school year as necessary. So I really, really love this book. I bought it secondhand like over 2 years ago, but I've never actually made use of it. So I'm excited to have it on a morning basket this year to actually incorporate it in. And yeah, I probably will use this side by side with our laying down the rails because it just pairs absolutely perfectly with that curriculum. Alright you guys, and that is all I have to show you. That is everything that is going to be in our morning basket for this 2024 school year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!